nung time na yon, for you to learn, you really had to work down there. Meaning, honestly, I used to wash dishes. I learned the hard way. The only way to learn is really to apprentice in these type of restaurants that can offer, knowledge on the how to do things. So all you have to do is just follow them and get things right. But me, I wanted to learn more. I wanted to understand the ways of cooking. And eventually, I ended up in a hotel, Mandarin Oriental. I worked in a hotel that gave me freedom to really understand what cooking is all about. Norbert Gandler is one of the legends here in the Philippines. He is the owner of ISCAM, International School for Culinary Arts and Hotel Management. I worked for him about 9 years, I think. During my Mandarin years kasi competition was a way of life. But then again, it's not only about competition. I wanted to learn more about food and cooking, so I ended up working abroad, okay? And I joined the Cunard lines. And I decided to come back in 2011, and I joined my ex-boss, Norbert Gandler, my mentor from the Mandarin Oriental, and I opened up a school in Pampanga with him. So I was the culinary director there for, from 2011 until 2019. With all the experiences I've had, sabi ko, I want to try my teaching. I want to share my knowledge, etc. So I ended up, working with ISCAM for that long. When I came back, I competed again, but it's a different competition. The Culinary Cup, it's a different type of competition as well. It's more of skills competition. Then I joined Unilever. Since my Mandarin days, so 1994, I've been competing already. I started my hand in competition. In 2012, we joined PCC because I wanted to join again to see, not to compete, but to see how I can fare. When I joined in 2012, so we joined a lot of the entries. That time, I joined 2 lang, but I was coaching the rest. I was part of the coaching team for all of the students who were joining that time. So I joined the team categories, the Filipino category and also the Western. So noong 2012, medyo mahal din mag-compete. We had to practice for a long time, like couple of months. In fact, hindi yung practice runs ang mahal. It's more of the preparation stage wherein, you have to try out the dishes that you'll be creating. Medyo kami doon, nagpahinga muna kami ng mga 2 years. And on 2015, we joined again. And I said I want to try joining more individual competitions rather than team. Although I still did the team competitions, both. It's more of the individual competitions that actually made me excited, in competing because ikaw lang yun So wala kang pwedeng i-blame, but only yourself. Pandemic struck 2019. After the pandemic, everyone is down. Hindi sila motivated to compete. The standards were not, syempre, that high because iba rin yung style nung time na yun because ang daming mga bawal. Cannot taste, ang hirap mag-taste, or may mga restrictions, When I joined Unilever in 2019, I said to myself, I need to give Unilever also a win. Ang game plan doon is not to have a lot of entries for me to win the chef of the year, but to have a couple of entries and make everything gold. And that's what I did. I got 4 golds out of the 6 entries I did. Ever since siguro I matured in the industry, and when I came back in 2011, I didn't look at competitors anymore. If I look at competitors, I'm just basically benchmarking them. I have to catch up with them or they have to catch up with me. Years of competing will tell you, okay, dapat ganito yan. That's why it's very important for you to also lose because by losing, you learn more. And that's what winning is all about. You just have to know when to do things properly. In a competition arena, everything has to be proper. That's where you test and gauge your skills talaga. But when you crack under pressure and you cannot bring yourself up again after a fall, then that's a problem. Ako yun yung mga challenges that I like. Of course, I've stopped competing after the third. I said to myself, tama na, hanggang doon lang ako. as you grow older, you would realize that, it's not the amount of things you put on the plate, but it's what is on the plate that really matters and matches with the dish you're preparing. And it's all about you having the experience and knowing what works and not. Also, it gave me, competing for a long time, discipline, grit, it's very important. Every time I do something, my achievement is to make it the same way how I pictured the dish. So you have to create dishes that really have one, a story to tell. Second, my impact because of the flavor, the taste. That's the most important thing. Competing makes you a stronger person, but it doesn't mean, winning medals, awards makes you a great chef. No. Even up to now, I look at myself as a student. And that's why up to now, I'm not a judge. I never want to be a judge. But for people who really want to be stronger in this industry, competition is one way. I would encourage everyone to compete. And that's how you learn. Because your bright ideas may not be the brightest with some, but through the years, nahasa mo yun, and then you learn from that, and then you become one of those who would give a bright idea to an aspiring one, aspiring chef. Compete with yourself that you reach that goal, the highest goal. You do whatever you practiced. Don't crack under pressure. Just have a good time and always practice. That's it. That's the only way you could get the goal, that elusive goal.
Simpol.ph. Living made simple.